I am not a doctor, but this is kind of what I do to prepare to do balance poses in yoga. So I do this balance thing every single morning so that my balance is strong for when I do go into a yoga class. And then I don't need to hold the wall or a prop. Now, after doing what I'm about to show you religiously for a couple years, like or several years, my balance is really good in yoga compared to what it was. Now, is it as good as other people's? I don't care. I don't even look anymore. But it's so much better. Like I just judge my own progress. And so I'm going to do some more disclaimers. I'm going to show you this because I'm in my office. I'm actually I'm going to do something very unwise. Do not do exactly what I do. This is a swivel chair. I've been doing this exercise for a long time. So I do not recommend that you do this using a swivel chair. I also do recommend that you have something you can grab hold of while you're practicing this. Always have something you can hold on to. I recommend that you use the back of a sofa. If you have a sofa in the middle of a room or a heavy chair that's in the middle of the room and the back is about, hip height, maybe a little tiny bit lower. It can be lower, that's okay too. It could even be a very sturdy coffee table to start with. Your leg doesn't necessarily have to be up high. So there's a coffee table behind me. You could just as easily take your heel and put it on the coffee table. But I'm going to do what I do every morning, except I don't use a swivel chair typically. I have a ballet bar, but it's just not in my office. So here we go. So you're holding on to something. You're going to make sure you're on a non-slippery surface on the floor, not a waxed floor with socks. You do not wear socks. You want your feet to be grippy. Maybe you even stand on a yoga mat because it's grippy. But I'm standing on kind of a grippier carpet and I'm barefoot. I do not have on socks. No socks. No swivel chair. So do as I say, not as I do. But this is a way I can show you. So I'm bringing my foot up and straightening it out. And this also stretches out your leg. If you're a runner or you get tight, in your hamstrings, this is great for stretching out your legs. And so that has helped me with hip pain and tightness in my legs that can cause hip pain or lower back pain. So, so this is the exercise that not only stretches out hips and hamstrings and can relieve some hip and lower back pain, but this also improves your balance if you just do this. And again, you don't have to do anything more than this. Hold on to something safe. Just get your foot up there, let it relax, let all the muscles that are tight kind of relax. If it hurts, pull back. You don't need to have your legs straight when you begin this, but you can work toward a straight leg. And again, you can have your foot lower, like at a coffee table height to start. But make sure even with a coffee table or a low bench or something that it's stable. And to begin with, have something to hold on to. Because if you're working on your balance, that means your balance isn't awesome. So you want to start safe. So what I did once I got where this was comfortable, I started experimenting with just letting go, not holding on to something. And you can just hang out here. Once I got really stable at this, I started experimenting with just moving around a little bit. And you'll notice that the foot that's on the ground starts to work and find its own balance. Your foot will start kind of moving around. If you picture the bottom of your foot as a rectangle with 4 points, the back two on your heel, the front two near your toe pads, you start to feel your foot kind of trying to find its balance when you just move your torso a little bit. Then you can experiment with and again, this is for people who balance feels a little trickier, just experiment with looking around. Because this is usually what gets you if you're in a yoga class and you're trying to stand on one leg. They tell you to find a point on the floor, fix your vision there. That is helpful, but the minute you kind of waver from that, that's when you get really tippy. So here, when you're safely holding something, you can even hold something and experiment with moving around so your inner ear and your body gets used to balancing while moving. All right, so then when you want to bring your foot down, make sure you do it safely, hold on to something, and then do the other side so that you get, again, see, I'm holding on to something. And again, you can just, again, have your foot a little lower. It doesn't have to be hip height. You can just hang out here holding, or you can just hang out here like this. You don't need to move around until you get comfortable on that foot. This foot's easier for me to balance on. And then you can experiment with bringing your arms up, dropping your shoulders, but bringing the arms up and starting to gently, you don't rush or do fast movements. Just experiment with, moving around with your foot up. And what's happening is you're just training yourself to do it, but in a safe way. And your body will start to figure it out. Then when you're ready in yoga class or just at home, then if tree pose was hard for you before, or any other balance pose, just standing there on one leg was hard for you before, it's going to be so much easier.